Let him come into the city, let him find his lucky pen, let him put it in his pocket and shake it all around.
Well, here we go, the clip that wraps up the search for Eddie K. Of course, all began in Brisbane about 10 days ago on the phone, chasing from scratch with the train up to Brisbane, the cab to the Tivoli. Of course, Eddie on stage, just killing it, his second show in Australia I was lucky enough to see, and afterwards didn't want to bug him with the interview. So I got a poster signed to the web show. I thought I'd fly to Melbourne, jump on a plane, then a bus, and then a tram, and the emails from Christopher and Megan helping me out there with tickets, and then seeing the Melbourne show. Absolutely unbelievable atmosphere on that one. And interviewing some of the fans outside was fun, watching Eddie with all the crowd signing every single autograph. It was just awesome to be there, and this is why I wanted to film so much with my hero, because there's not many artists out there, I don't think, that have morals to their songs and great messages that can help you in your life and inspire you when you're down, and you can just rock out to as well, like Springsteen, Bono, Ben Harper, Tom Petty. They're some of my favourites, and I put Eddie Kowalczyk right up there with the stuff he's done. He's just been an inspiration and a soundtrack to making the dream. So after it not working out in Melbourne for the different reasons, I jumped on a plane and made my way to King's Cross. That was the famous Coke sign there, and checked into a hotel I booked online called the Highfield. Yeah, pretty simple as you can see, but it got the job done and I had the internet there. But this was funny because the date I was going to take to the show couldn't make it at the last minute, so I jumped on Facebook and met Safia. Haven't met her in the flesh yet, but she said she'd meet me at Redfern. I sent her an email, and there you go, that was part of the adventure as well. So we went to the Enmore Theatre, very, very famous in town. All the big acts play there pretty regularly. It's an awesome spot, but tonight it belonged to the man, Eddie Kowalczyk, and there he is. And after going inside with Safia and taking our seats, I checked out the support act, Lena. She was absolutely awesome, and here's a little bit of a demo of her doing her thing.
I can't believe what is coming out of my mouth. I don't understand what this season's all about. What the hell am I doing?
So I've been blown away with some of the support acts and the talent we have in Australia, and Lena, she's incredible, and here she is for a quick chat.
How did you get into music? Tell us really quickly, like how it sort of came to be for you.
I'm from Tassie. I had an old piano in my house, and I just used to write songs when I was little, like really little, and I guess I wanted to actually be a scientist, but I ended up being a musician. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not sure, but that's how I got into it, and I've stuck with it. It's amazing. It's the one thing I've stuck with my entire life, you know, up until now. And
easy to do that when you're passionate though, right? When it's your dream.
And I'm driven to do it. Any musician will tell you this exact same thing. As a musician, you're driven to give music to people. It's all about the audience. It's not really about you anyway. It's not about me.
Yeah, so there she is, Lena. There's a full interview with her on the web show as well, but just before Eddie K came out, it was time to have one of my first chats with Safia. Here she is.
Very random, because we're at the Enmore Theatre. I'm with Safia. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Why don't you tell everyone how we kind of met?
Okay, we've met randomly through Facebook. Talking about random is this also invited me out to the Enmore Theatre to this gig.
Eddie K from Live.
Eddie K will be performing, and I'm just getting clued in because I've never heard of these guys, but...
You've never heard of the band Live?
No, really, I haven't. But judging from the first show that was on, I'm guessing they're going to be really good.
Yeah, I think Safia might be right with that one. As Christopher, the tour manager, got the video camera ready, it was all about to happen at the Enmore.
This is the spring.
So as he's done every night on the tour, he's just killed it, and I thought I'd make a quick montage of some of the songs from the Sydney set. Here they are. imagine me being there with the camera. It was pretty awesome to actually have a pass and be allowed to film. I'd had to sneak it into the other venues. But thanks to Christopher, I got it all sorted, so it was unreal being there to be able to capture it. The crowd loved it, and now to be able to share a little montage like that, it's really, really cool. But after the show, we went backstage as the moment was getting nearer. But before that, I had a quick chat with Megan from Live Fuss, the Australian fan site, and found out a bit about it.
It's about the actual site and the fan club, but Live Fuss, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, Live Fans Under the Southern Stars, so www.livefuss.com. We set it up just for the Australian and New Zealand fans so that we can try and get those people as much information about Live and the boys as possible.
Yeah, so it's an awesome site. Make sure you check it out, all the info about Live. And as Eddie got in the room to sign some autographs, I stepped out with Christopher, the tour manager, and filmed this for the web show.
I have to say a big thank you to you for hooking me up for the last couple of gigs. It's been, well, a dream come true in a lot of ways, so thank you.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Anytime.
Thanks, man. So I love stories. So tell us about, like, being a tour manager. What goes into it for you, if you could? I mean, it must be pretty crazy.
It all depends. This has been great. It's been nice and easy. You know, it's acoustic. I've got one person to worry about, no band. I love the band guys. So, you know, it's a different part of tour managing. So, yeah, it's been, and you know what, it's a little different for me. I'm in Australia. I've got a couple people that help me out here. I've never been here before, so
what's your story in getting into it? How did it come to be?
Started off about 10 years ago doing merchandise for a band out of Arizona. They got signed by the management company that manages Live. I went out with some of their other bands and tour managed. Ended up going to Live 2 years ago doing like personal assistant merch, and then this year the personal assistant wasn't able to do it, so I got the call to come back out again, and then just kind of fell into this.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy, Christopher, and a big help, and the moment had arrived to put a little ending on the search for Eddie K, the mini doco. This is how it panned out.
With one of my heroes, Eddie K. How are you, buddy? How was Australia?
Rock and roll, it was great.
Yeah.
Had a great time. Sydney was a hell of a way to cap it off, I'll tell you.
Well, man, I do a show that's all about stories, and I know yours because I'm such a fan, but talking about dreams and stuff, you feel like you're living the ultimate dream in your life, and if not, what's the ultimate?
I've been living the dream for 20 years. I'm still rocking it. Yeah, it's all about the dream, man.
I just saw an interview today, actually, online that you did in Amsterdam, where you're talking about doing Summer of '69 as the first song, so it's come quite a way, hasn't it?
I'm quite a way. Yeah, I remember picking that up just because it was such an easy song to do. You know, I was like, hey, I can do this. And the rest is history, I guess.
And who are some of your heroes? I mean, you're a hero to pretty much everyone here in this room, but when you've grown up, who's some of the people that like you grew up loving, or even now?
I've been haven't been limited in saying, that U2 was a huge influence, REM, and especially in the 80s. And as I've gotten older, I've kind of gotten a re-education process of like older music. It took me a while to like kind of get back that far into like Dylan and Bob Marley and Van Morrison and Leonard Cohen, and so now all my heroes are like, 70.
One thing to ask you before you guys, I know you're busy, but if you had advice for other people out there in chasing dreams, what do you reckon you'd say to them, whether it's music or just people in general in life? What would you reckon?
Just stick with it. Whatever you're doing, stick with it. If it brings you joy, it's probably what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, great to meet you. Thanks for helping out, and all the best.
Yeah, you bet.
Yes, there you go, short and sweet, but hopefully it's the first course of a big interview I get to do in the future. Something like I did with Stephen Van Zandt would be unreal. But thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it.
This distance is dreaming.
It's all about the dream, man.